Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am here today to play with some new makeup. Some of this stuff I have never used before, some of it I've used once, and there's a couple of categories that I don't have anything new, so it'll be stuff that is tried and true. But I just thought I would come on and fly by the seat of my pants and come up with a look for y'all and tell you how I feel about these products on first impression. Some of the thoughts may need to be left down in the description box as I wear them throughout the day. I have done my brows, primed my eyes, and put a little bit of the Dermatology corrector underneath my eyes because I do not have a new corrector. So we're gonna start out with foundation. And I got the new Fenty Beauty Soft Lit Naturally Luminous Long Wear Foundation. Fenty Beauty complexion products are hit and miss with me. I love their stick foundation. I love their powder foundation. Their eavesdrop foundation, I did not like at all. I feel like I tried the more matte version of this a long time ago and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. So again, it's just hit or miss. I have only worn this one time. I have on the Allies of Skin, the brand new Invisible Gel SPF 50 right now. But other than that, I don't have a primer on. I don't use primers myself. So basically the Allies of Skin is gonna be the primer today. And I got the shade number 210. So I will start on this side and then kind of show you how it looks side by side before I finish up the whole face. This is the shade number 210. And you see it's a little bit runny, so it's not a thick foundation by any means, but it's also not so watery that it runs off my hands. This foundation claims to be hydrating and glowy, also waterproof, and reduces shine for a notch above natural finish. It's a medium coverage, natural finish again, obviously a liquid formula. It claims to be long wearing and also something that gives you a golden hour glow in a bottle. It hydrates, brightens, and improves the look of skin tone immediately and over time while resisting sweat, humidity, and transfer. I do not see any added fragrance to this. There is a fruit extract towards the very bottom of the list, but other than that, it's quite a few dimethicones and normal foundation ingredients. I don't see anything that really stands out as being problematic. At least not for me. So this is the shade 210 on this side. I really like the shade. And then this is with no makeup. So you can see it did cover the redness that I had on this side. And it is not near as glowy as you would think something that is marketed in the name as being luminous of being. And it does say that in the marketing copy that it's just a notch above natural finish. And I do find that to be the case. So this is on the full face. I used a full 2 pumps for my face and neck. If I was not using it on my neck as well, I probably could get away with 1 to 1.5. It's actually really pretty and more blurring than I remember it being the first and only other time that I've worn this. In fact, I don't know if it has to do with the SPF that I'm wearing, but upon first application, I like this a lot more today than I did the last time I wore it. I didn't dislike it, but I don't feel like it looked as good as it does right now. For concealer, that's one of the things that I don't have a new one. So I pulled out my Beauty Pie Everyday Great Skin Concealer because I love this concealer and I don't talk about it enough. I feel like when I first started using it, I talked about it quite a bit. But new concealers come into play and I don't talk about my old faves as much. But I really do like this one. This is in the shade number 400. And I'm just going to tap that in per usual with my BK Beauty 109. And don't be jealous of my horribly self-tanned hands. I can also use shade number 300. If you don't know, I really do not like a bright under eye. I like it to match my complexion and not have any difference with that shade than the rest of my face, because I feel like it just brings attention to that area, and the older I get, I don't want that attention. I also like using this as an all-over foundation. I love their Everyday Great Skin Foundation, but if you are traveling or in a pinch, that one works really good all over the face as well. I normally skip the part of me setting my under eyes because I just feel like it's very repetitive and quite frankly a little boring. But I did run out of my Ilia powder, which I used forever, and instead of repurchasing that, not because I don't like it, because I do, I repurchased an old favorite, the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. This is in the shade Light. I have gone through 2 of these in the past before I started moving on to something else just to try it. And I don't know why I stopped using this other than to try new things. I really like this one. The only thing I don't like about it is how fragile it is. They break very, very easily. So it's not something that I like to travel with, unfortunately, but otherwise it's beautiful. And I'm just gonna take an old Wayne Goss number 16 brush, which is this little kind of dome brush, and just lightly tap it in. And it is blurring. I've talked often about this scar underneath my eye that turned into looking just like a very deep line, and patting this over it almost like fills it in and blurs it. Glad that I decided to repurchase that and remind myself how much I liked it. I'm gonna be trying the brand new RMS Hydra Setting Powder. They just launched this last week. It is $42 and it comes in 3 shades: Sheer Light, Sheer Medium, and Sheer Deep. I got Sheer Light, and this is a long-wearing, talc-free, skincare infused loose setting powder that is oil absorbing, minimizes the appearance of pores, blurs the imperfections, sets makeup, and delicately hydrates for a natural smooth filter effect on the skin. It says it has 0 flashback, vegetable squalane. It also has oils like jojoba oil. It is interesting to me for something that says it reduces shine that the very first ingredient is mica, which is by nature a luminous ingredient. But it also has silica in it, which is one of my favorite ingredients for powder. It is the main ingredient in the Fit Glow bamboo powder, which I absolutely adore. And silica is second on the list, and I find silica does help reduce shine. One of my favorite parts about this is the packaging. So you open it and it has that kind of like protective sleeve, and instead of just like holes, it has RMS. I just think that is cute. I don't know why. Made me smile when I first saw it. So I'm just gonna use my Sigma Ultimate. This is actually the Ultimate Bronzer brush, but I'm gonna use it for powder, and tap that onto one side of the face to see if you see any kind of difference. Okay, so this is with the powder. This is without. A little bit, when I raise my head, you can see a little bit more shine right there that this has taken down just a little bit, but it's not what I would call overly mattifying by any means. I also don't think that, despite the fact that these come in shades, that it really lightened my foundation enough to consider it having any sort of coverage. Now, if I would have gotten medium or deep, obviously it would have shown up more on my skin, but the light works really well. For bronzer, this is not a new product, but it is new to me. They just sent it over to me last week. This is the Jones Road Powder Bronzer in the shade Light Tan. This is it right here. When they first sent it to me, I'm like, oh, that might be too light, but it actually works. It is not warm by any means. I think that's pretty evident just looking at it on camera right here in the pan. And I'm using their bronzer brush, which I talked about. Actually, I didn't talk about it in a recent video. I talked about it in a video that's coming up next. I really like this brush. It is in this flared shape, and it's dense enough, but then soft enough to be absolutely perfect to apply bronzer. And this is pretty soft in texture, meaning it does kick up a little bit of bronzer when you apply it to the brush from the pan, but I don't mind that at all. And I just feel like, while yes, this is a lighter bronzer than a lot of the ones that I use, that's not a bad thing. Sometimes I probably use bronzers that are a little too dark on me because I really like that bronze look. And this is just a very pretty, very neutral bronze. So if you are someone who absolutely does not want any warmth in their bronzer, I really don't think it's gonna translate as warm on anybody's skin. It certainly doesn't on mine. And as a whole, I do prefer Jones Road Beauty powder products to their balm products and cream products. So I've been enjoying this one a lot actually, and I really like this brush. For blush, I am going to try the brand new Fenty Beauty Hot Cheeks Velour Blush Lighter. So this is the packaging, the compact, and then this is the product. I have not used this on my face yet. I have swatched it. This comes in 3 shades. It's $26, and Fresh Peach is described as a mid-tone peach with gold pearl. I am not gonna lie, I'm a little, not scared, but if you can see, there's quite a bit of large specks of shimmer / glitter in this product. Obviously, it is a blush lighter, so it is supposed to be a 2-in-1. Like Bare Minerals has the bronzer, I think is what they call, so like a blush bronzer. Lots of 2-in-1 type products I feel like are coming out into the market, and this is one of them, obviously, for a blush and a highlight. This is a baked blush with a creamy velvety texture that melts into the skin. Gives you the color flush of a blush and the golden shimmer glow of a highlight in an ultra-rich hyaluronic acid infused formula. So I am going to give this a go. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. liquid blush brush, which has become one of my favorites for cream blush. And honestly, I don't know if this is, it's like a hybrid between a cream and a powder. But it does say to stamp onto cheeks for a soft flush and swirl onto cheeks for a fuller pigment. So I'm gonna stamp. Y'all know I like to stamp. So I'm gonna start up here. Okay, you can definitely see the shine. And you can see the color, but you can also see those sparkles. And I don't know if I like that or not. I like something that definitely has a sheen. I'm not above a sheen, love a sheen, but I really like it to not be as chunky. Like when I'm face to face with someone, I really don't want them to see reflective particles on my skin. So we'll see how that goes. Now, even though this has like a built-in highlighter, I do have a new palette from Fit Glow Beauty that I wanted to share with y'all, and I'm going to probably use the highlighter in this. This is the multi-use ceramide cream palette in the shade Heather Fields. So these are all cream products and they're multi-use. So you can use them on your eyes, you can use them on your cheeks, you can use them on your lips. And these are the shades right here. So that's like the highlight color, that's that beautiful purple, that's the darker bronze, and this is more of a cool tone bronze shade. If you are someone who likes to cream contour and likes that much cooler undertone, this is gonna be a perfect shade for that. But I'm gonna use this highlight right here on my cheeks. So just like with any other cream or liquid, I just put it on those 2 fingers and gently tap. See, that added a little bit more glow to the cheeks. This is at Freeze-Co Beauty, by the way, if I didn't say already. I'm sure you can get it other places, but I get all my Fit Glow from Freeze-Co. And that rhymed. I really like the glow of that highlight. I'm not quite sure on the blush. Let's finish up the eyes and see where we're gonna go with the blush. I have no idea what I'm doing with the eyes. I don't have any new eyeshadow per se, and I really have just been doing like one and done shades on my eyes lately. I also, y'all, because I was feeling very nostalgic, I added this onto my last Ulta order, and it's the Bare Minerals All Over Face Color Bronzer. I used to adore this product. I had it in, I think, warmth, and I loved how it looked. I got faux tan, so this is it right here. I'm gonna try that on the eyes as kind of a one and done. I might regret it, but let's see. I'm gonna take my Refer number 1 Max brush, and I'm gonna really rub it into the top. This is Bare Minerals, so the more you can buff it into the brush, the better. And then I'm just gonna swipe it over my eye, up into the crease. See, this is why I love those colors. I mean, look at how pretty that is. And I just thought of something. I have this sitting here because I also bought this, and I didn't use it because I've already used this step, honestly, because it looked a lot different than I thought it would. This is the new Maybelline Sun-Kissed blushes. They're like a liquid blush. I got the shade, I can never see the shade. Oh, it's on top. Shades On, number 8. And it's definitely more of a highlight than a blush for me anyways. Very pretty, just not exactly what I was expecting. So because I've already used those steps on my face and this is kind of not the color I was expecting anyways, I'm gonna take a little bit of that and tap it right on the center of my lid. And we're gonna make this blush an eyeshadow. And it doesn't necessarily brighten up that Bare Minerals color, but it does add a little bit of a sheen to it. And because I have the Bare Minerals underneath, I'm not too worried about it creasing throughout the day because it's a liquid, and I'm hoping, I haven't used these yet, but I'm hoping it dries down like a normal liquid would anyways. So that way I'm not wasting the product, because I just don't see this actually showing up as a blush on my skin. Again, I will try it as a highlighter, but I'm not quite sure about as a blush. I didn't put any kind of shadow underneath my eye. I kind of wanted to leave that open and more awake, but I did put a little bit of mascara, my MAC Giga Black, which I use all the time, underneath. But Milk Makeup sent me this PR package of their high roll 24-hour define volume, mostly brow products. So see all of these like brow gels in shades, but then at the end here they sent their mascara, or one of their mascaras, and this is the Kush High Roll Mascara. So I've tried the Kush mascara before, but it's been a while. I can't remember exactly what I thought about this or that one, but this looks like different packaging. So I think the fact that it's the High Roll Mascara, it's a little bit different. So I'm gonna try that today. It comes with a skinny plastic bristle brush. I'm not gonna use any primer. When I first use a new mascara, I like to use it without primer to see how it's going to work. So I will apply this and show you what it looks like with 2 coats. I just looked this up, y'all. It's even better because it's a tubing mascara. I love a tubing mascara, especially in the summer, because it means it's not going to flake or smudge, or means it's not supposed to. I'll be testing that out. But oh my goodness, the length that this mascara gives. Do you see? So long. I would not say this is volumizing by any means, and that's not surprising to me. Usually these types of brushes don't give me volume. It does state in the marketing copy that it's volumizing, but I would not call it volumizing. I would just call it very lengthening. I do not have a new lipstick, and quite honestly, I'm not wanting to use anything new right now because my lips are still healing. So I just popped on an old limited edition Chantecaille one that unfortunately you can't get anymore. I thought I would pop in here in front of a very natural light window, almost 9 hours after I applied this look, for a final check-in. Y'all, this foundation and powder combo is so good. I have not touched my face. I have worked out. I have run errands. It was 95 degrees today with a heat index of 850. I put my face through the ringer and I have not touched it. I have not felt a need to. It has held up so good. The only thing that I don't love is the blush. And it looks fine. It's just a little too sparkly in my opinion, or for my taste. Now, the mascara did really well about not coming off. If it's gonna smudge at all, it's gonna come smudge right under my brow. It's a tubing mascara, so I would have been really upset if it did smudge. Other than that, just really super impressed with 95% of what I tried out today. So this is the final look. I will, as always, have everything listed and linked down below. Let me know if you have any questions. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.